Tuwing umuulan?
Tuwing umuulan. No. Regine chose these songs for her album, and she did her cover and she changed it. Remember, before Regine did that cover, Eraserheads did their cover of Tuwing Umuulan.
Can we go to Minsan Ang Minahalay Ako?
Minsan Ang Minahalay Ko is from Katie,
Yeah.
which is good, no? So you can touch on it.
Yes. Yes.
So, and this was written by Joey Reyes, and it is now considered like an anthem for
Anthem ng teatro.
ng teatro na minsan lang. Yan ang angst na anthem ng teatro. Dati, yung masaya anthem ng teatro is Mundo'y Entablado. Yung, mundo'y entablado, entablado, ay mundo.
Akala ko si Tatanda ni Chang Nora.
Tatanda. Oh, well, eventually nga, we're talking about the theater artists.
We really relate to that. So,
Yung minsan lang minahalay ako.
di mga tipang tao.
Limang tipang tao is a...
That's your only input on Minsan Ang Minahalay Ako. How come you sang it at the end of your 60th celebration?
asked me to sing it.
Why that song?
Smoky.
I don't know. Maybe because it's like handog. Lilipas din ako one day.
It's like a...
Yeah. Minsan, ang
Sumasang.
minahal ay ako is significant because it is a statement of all entertainers. Because at one point in their lives, they were adulated, they were given so much attention, and then when a new star comes along, goodbye. That's the main, theme of that song. But I don't know. For me, I was singing it for
The others.
the other people. Kasi, alright, I will tell you that when I started writing my pop songs, the first thing that George Canseco told me is, welcome to the world of immortals.
Grabe!
That's true though.
Why?
Because you die, your songs
Live
don't.
forever.
Your songs
We're
live
still
forever.
singing the same songs.
But, okay, may caveat na ako dyan. Hindi rin totoo yun. First of all, if your songs didn't make it or weren't popular, they die with you. That's one. Number two, in some point in time, if your songs were not iconic songs, they die anyway. Because for a song to be iconic, it must be a shared experience by a lot of people who share the same, during the time that it was popular, had that moment that was very important in their lives. And I will tell you, I didn't realize this, but there are so many fans of Smokey Mountain na nababasa ko pag sumusulat, sir, I was in high school during Smoky Mountain. Oh my God, this was our song, and we'll all dress up like Geneva Cruz, or we'll all dress up like we're garbage. Ganyan. So nagugulat ako eh. And these are people who I work with. Ha? Talaga? Ay, nako sir. Nagugulat ako. Anyway, so Smoky Mountain, in a way, the songs there had become iconic because yun na nga, ang lakas ng effect nila sa bata kasi sila yung consumer nung time na yun.
But I told you, right? The very first CD I ever owned that my father bought for me was Smokey Mountain. And it had such an impact on me. And now I work in music. And true enough, no Halloween, nagbasurera kami lahat. At nag-garbage. Kasalanan mo! Okay, can you tell us about Smokey Mountain since that's the topic?
Yeah.
How did you, what was it in your heart? You wanted to pay it forward, develop talent, discover talent, and there were 2 batches, and the music. Songs that are truly some of the best work you've ever done.
Again, I would tell you, alam mo, ang theme ng life ko is I'm so lucky because I never planned. I told you this.
Yeah.
There are no big dreams. There are no big plans. The dreams would be inside me, meaning I want to do this, I want to do that, but it's not something like consciously thinking and dreaming. But I tell you, it's a path na meron kang nakakasalubong that becomes a catalyst to what's gonna happen next. For example, when this thing happened in Smoky Mountain, the same thing that happened to, I told you again, Ryan Musikahan. Okay, I'm gonna make you kwento first about Ryan Musikahan because never in my wildest dreams that I'd have a television show that I'd be hosting. I was not prepared for anything like that. Pero, bakit sa akin napunta? Tapos, I can imagine, you know, I don't know, hindi ako magaling magsalita ng English or ng Tagalog, pero I can play music. So siguro my language really is music. And it fell into my lap, in short. Smoky Mountain fell into my lap. San Miguel Foundation of Performing Arts fell into my lap. I didn't plan that. It's Elements Musica. Phil Pop. Oh my God. I mean, these things, did I plan them? No.
But you're the authority.
Yes.
So the work seeks you out.
Yes.
You know, that's true. Because when Sir Danding Cohanco called me, he said, I didn't know him from Adam. I mean, I knew that he was with San Miguel, but why did he want to have a meeting with me? I don't know him. I mean, it's not like... so I come face to face with him. I said, okay, sir, what's your idea? Okay, I called you because I know that you're an authority in this. So when I heard that, okay, sounds familiar. Meaning, yun na nga. That's the other point I want to say. Because you're ready for it, it will, you know, you're really gonna meet head on and get into that crossroad because you're ready for it. Oh, anyway, so Smoky Mountain. We just put up our school, the music school of Ryan Cayabyab, in 1986. In September of 1987, I got a call from Judd Berlin. He's an American businessman, and he lived in Palawan. He was like part owner of the Raffles Hotel. There used to be a Raffles, because it's a Rafols yata, Raffles Hotel in Palawan. He called and he said, I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. I'd like to put something on the table. Can I meet with you? Blah, blah, blah. I said, again, from out of nowhere, this person calls me. And he said, later on he explained, oh, I met Leo Valdez in the Raffles Hotel. And he was performing a song. This is 1987. Leo was not, was far from being engineer at the time.
Yes, yes.
No, because Miss Saigon is 89. 88?
He didn't even he wasn't in the first cast.
Oh yeah, so he wasn't even in the first cast. Basta he would just perform there. And then kinausap siya nung Judd Berlin. I want to do this project. It's music, blah 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 blah. I want kids, blah blah blah, etc. etc. And then Leo said, "Oh, you have to talk to Ryan Cayabyab. I mean, he has a school. Maybe he can help you." All right. So I talked to John, and he says, "Okay, I'll just give you a background on myself. I partly own Raffles Hotel, and you know, in the hotel there's a swimming pool, and nobody swims in that swimming pool. Seldom do people go and jump into the pool. So one day, and then he said, I know personally Ral Rosario."
Swimmer.
Olympic swimmer. And maybe because sa Palawan siya. I know him, so I talked to him. I said, Ral, will you be able to help me train these vagrant kids, mga anak ng ng fisher folk, ng mga tricycle drivers, etc. Yung mga nandyan walang ginagawa. Will you be able to help me train them become swimming champions? Ganun na. Ang point niya is, he wanted to somehow prove that, you know, with the right training you give to these people, malayo maabot nila. So, anyway, to make the long story short, he was able to create a winning team of swimmers, age group swimmers from Palawan who competed in Visayas, in etc. etc. And they won. So, sabi niya, that's why he talked to Leo. So, I had this project. But I think I see in the Filipinos, sabi niya, you have this wealth of a natural resource, ang tawag niya. A natural resource which the government has not tapped at all. Sabi niya, I realize that Filipinos are very musical. Everybody sings. So what best to do than to tap that resource and make. Yun ang dream niya. So at first, sabi niya, when he talked to me, can you help me find out the talent reserves here in Manila? I'd like to fund you a scholarship for one summer. It's up to you. You decide how many kids you want to have enter into that scholarship. And it so happened that there were these kids, it so happened they were 14 or so. And we called them the 14K kids. This is summer of 1988. When I met him in 77.
87?
No, 87 is, I met him. We laid the groundwork for the summer of 88.
1988, summer of 88.
Yes.
1980, 14K.
14K. So we had our first batch. We had Paolo de la Fuente and the cousin, our makeup artist, Arch. You don't know De la Fuente?
Si Johan.
Johan, sorry, Johan. I keep on
Because
saying
Jonard was there too, right?
Jonard,
Di ba si Julina din?
Jolina,
The one who passed.
Tenten Munoz.
Yeah.
Yes, at Rada Cuadrado.
Grabe! Na-discover ko na si Rada, no?
Rada Cuadrado was there.
They were taking workshops.
It was
Or
one
nag-audition
summer
kids.
lang.
Nag-audition.
Nag-audition muna sila. Tapos we chose the best people in the audition, put them into a workshop, singing workshop. I taught them songs, and Douglas power dance dancers came and gave them dance workshop. So I still, in my mind, I still remember all these kids going.
Kicking there.
Yeah, kasi di ba, isa yun you travel from one point then to the
Floors,
other.
you call it the floors.
What do you call it?
The floors.
The
floors.
Sorry, I don't know anything about that, but I can still imagine them until now. Sila Jonard doing this kicking, and sila Rada. So anyway.
Pero you did not call the kids from Smoky Mountain from that group.
Some. Because, all right, wait. So the program ended. And we were able to have some performances for them. And then some of the parents wanted to go on some more, and they want them to become professionals. So after the program, some of the parents created a 14K group and had them record with Alpha. Okay, we were not part of that anymore.
Kaya wala kang kanta doon.
Wala akong kanta doon. And then, the next year, after the program, we evaluated it and then we sat down and said, okay, I think we're ready now. This is not the age group that I'm looking for, sabi ni Chad. I think we're looking for this. And so he showed me a photograph, New Kids on the Block. He showed me a photograph, Menudo, these young boys and girls. It's a boy band, it's a boy group. But then we were not looking at a boy band, we were looking at a mix. So the next year we decided to hold auditions for preteens. 12, well, Jeffrey was 11 going to 12 to 14, parang ganon. Yun ang age group na hinahanap namin. Kasi yun nakikita namin na pwedeng i-train at saka pwedeng ayusan and malaking population ng ganong age group. So, we trained, I think we started with 16, and then after 2-3 weeks, ang stricto rin ni Douglas Nieras eh. So, hindi to pwede, blah, 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 blah. So, we were able to trim it down to 8. We had 8 top kids. Nandun nga si 10-10 din sa 8. By the way, si Tony Lambino and si Jeffrey came from 14K.
Tony, Jeffrey, and Teten.
Yes, they came from 14K. And there's another girl, PJ ang pangalan niya. So 4 in the finalists came from the 14K training. And then the other 4 were Geneva Cruz, James Coronel, there's another girl na hanggang ngayon, she still performs and nakikita ko siya. And then another guy. So there were 4 girls and 4 boys who continued training. And then after the training, when we decided we're ready, it was about 3 to 4 months of training. We were able to decide kung sino yung pupunta dun sa group. And so it became James, Jeffrey, Tony, and Geneva Cruz. That was
3
the
boys, 1
original.
girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
What made you decide on them?
When we decided on the configuration, it was not, we decided, it was arbitrarily decided. Meaning, we were not saying, okay, 2 boys, 2 girls, or 3 girls, 1 boy. No, nothing like that. We were looking at all of them and listening to them, and we decided on what was the best mix. And for us, the best mix was the Geneva and the 3 guys.
And were you writing songs already at that time for them, or?
Yes.
You were?
I wrote already. The first song I ever wrote was Paraiso.
Wow!
And Paraiso was the first song I wrote. And ironically, it was the song that was kicked out from the first Seed album.
Talaga?
Yeah. The executive producer, si Belia Tan, said that, Ryan, can you replay? Can I take out one song? It's all mabigat. Can you write a pop song? Yung magaan lang, sabi nga. Sabi ko, sige. It was a challenge. But it was a good thing that there was that challenge. Because the song was Kailan. Kailan replaced Paraiso.
So Paraiso went to the second album.
Went to the second album.
Correct. I remember.
Si Bella talaga.
Pero ang husay ni Bella.
She
Iba.
was.
Matinik, yeah.
And I remember you making me kwento where you got some of the notes from Kailan. And you said it was Miss Saigon. I couldn't believe it until you played it on the piano. You remember? You made me that kwento?
Not Kailan. There are two other songs in the second album.
Akala ko yung Kailan was I still...
Tama.
Kailan.
No,
Yeah. No, yes, that's right.
Tapos you played it also.
Yeah. I meant the... kasi there's another song na ang chord progression niya yung was, song da na 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 da na 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 na, another song from the third album. Da 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 da. I mean, it's not the melody, it's the chord progression. And then tama yung I still tan tan ta da 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 da. Yeah, because that was 1989.
Right after they left 88 sila umalis.
Okay, so tell us more about how about the concept of Smoky Mountain? How come you decided Smoky Mountain, the packaging was basura, acid wash?
Okay, eto nga yun. When we were working on the group, medyo buo na yung group, malapit na mabuo yung group, I let Jad hear the first ever song I wrote, which is Paraiso. And then I told him, this is about Smoky Mountain, and it's about, I talked about it's paradise. Ironically, it's in a garbage heap. No? Why is it paradise? Because it's a place where the children of the garbage people, they can get anything they want from the garbage and they can do anything they want. Kasi anyway, ito na yung tinapon ng society. No. So, I don't know how that can be so, pero I feel that the idea, when I told him it's about Smoky Mountain, I said, that's it. That's going to be the name of the group, Smoky Mountain. And we are going to write about socially relevant topics, but the children sing it. They talk about it. So we threw in a lot of topics like steal to eat because there's nothing else to eat. So you gotta steal to eat. Okay. I wanna go home now because there's no mga vagrant children. No? I don't have a house to go home to. So that song, I wanna go home now. And then not all the world is America, because I've seen that during that time. Ngayon hindi na ganon. You remember we all lined up at the US Embassy as early as like 4 or 5 in the morning. Nakapila ka na doon naghihintay. So I was saying that that's in the song. So I said, not all the world is America, because the world is where you are. You have to just build your world. That's the idea. Mama's a Made in London, because one day I wrote I read the column of, oh my God, I can't remember his name, columnista. No, he died already. There's a column, I think it's Jay Walker. Who's that writer? Anyway, I can't remember him. He's nakasalamin siya. He's PWD. And he wrote about
Art Warhol,
I think. You're right, Art Warhol. And he wrote about the plight of mothers who had to leave their children to work abroad. Oh my God. I was writing Mama, I was crying. This is the first time I was so touched with what I was writing. I was crying. Usually I don't have that kind of feeling.
So I think to be a good composer, songwriter, you have to have empathy also, like actors, no? You have to be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and create a story.
It's true, because your singers are actors also. In a way, they're the ones telling the story. That's why it's very important that when you have the singers sing your song, dapat it's not so difficult for them to tell the story. That's why it's a craft of the songwriter to make it, to help actually the singer easily get the gist of that song and sing it and able to tell the story well.
But to have been able to write Mama, you yourself would have had to be in the heart of that child to feel,
Yeah.
di ba? Ikaw yun eh, iisipin.
Kasi nga ako ngayon gumawa ng kwento, di ba? Mama, she wrote me a letter saying she's gonna be fine. Please take good care of your sister. Alam mo, nung sinusunod ko yun, naiisip ko na yung, ayan na, nakakaya ko siya. Kasi, aalagaan mo yung mga kapatid mo.
Ini-imagine mo, tapos nadadala ka na.
Oo. Oo.
Parang ngayon eh, parang bata, di ba, sa piano na to start playing horror stuff and tatakot sa sarili. Tugtog. Ano yung nangyari sa'yo? Nadala ka sa...
Nadala ka dun sa kwento.
A Better World, that was a powerful song.
Oh, see, I forgot. Sinalimutan ko, kailangan mailagay din yan. Kasi nasa Can This Be Love, na doon na yung, di ba, meron ng love song doon. Can this be love I'm feeling right now? So these are the first stirrings of puppy love or something. So, I wrote, sabihin mo ikaw Pilipino. Sabi ng tatay ko, ta-da-na-na-na-na-na. And then also freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. One must be free. Something.
Tell us about Better World.
Okay. Yan. Ano yan? Motherhood statement. I dreamed that one day, our voices, kasi mababata, no? Our voices will somehow fill the earth with joy forever. I dreamed that someday our wishes will somehow soon come true and last forever. I dream that someday our songs in some way will bring a bright tomorrow, full of love, full of hope, full of joy. I dream that one day when all the world will hear us, that someday, it's an aspirational song for all these, for starting singers, because they want to be known also, and they want to show the world that they have something to show. That one day when all the world will hear us singing one song together everywhere, saying, we are gonna love you, people of the world. We are gonna make you a better world. Yun din, kasi it's a plea for the people to take care of their children, to take care of the young people. You should take care of us. Parang gano'n.
Nagka-second batch because parang minudo pag lumaki na, move on na.
No, nagka-second batch because magkakaroon ng status change. What is the status change? Jad wanted to move a step, many steps higher, bring that music around the world, not only in the Philippines. Kasi we were somehow we were successful in getting the attention of the industry with this album. This young kid singing all these songs. So he said, the next logical step, the world has to hear you. So he started working on contacts in Europe. As a matter of fact, brought the first group to Europe and to the US. They performed in the front lawn of the United Nations for like a children's something. So these kids, they performed there. And then we also brought them to Surabaya for the ASEAN Music Festival, blah, blah. After that, we came home and we talked to the parents and said, this is the plan. The parents decided not to be in on the plan because they wanted their children to finish high school. Tony and Jeffrey, they were in Ateneo High School. Geneva was in high school. James was in high school. But it was only James who said, I'll go with it.
So kaya siya naiwan.
Siya naiwan. I'll go with it.
Kaya siya nag-Amerika.
Kaya basically siya ang nag-inherit ng businesses ni Mr. Brown.